But what about Irene?
Maybe she'll get very rich and come into my restaurant someday. I'll be polite to her. I'll give her a good table, and I'll be married to a nice girl who hasn't been in jail.
Come on, Karen, we're going round in circles.
Look, I have to go now. Helvetia restaurant, nice place, fresh on Mothers. You come by one night, huh? Look, you're a nice lady. You want to stop worrying about girls from jail. Who can help them? Who cares?
None of the prisoner's complaints were acted upon, but he did find fault, grave fault, with the level of control I exercise over the prisoners and with my capabilities as a disciplinarian.
Well, I hate to tell you, but I told you so.
He has recommended some changes which materially affect you, Vera. I suppose I shall be the one to tell you.
It'd be the fair thing.
We are going to alter the system along the Fairley lines.
Fairly?
Yes. We are going to increase the number of male officers and staff, and I'm afraid I'm going to have a male deputy governor.
But I thought...
Vera, you will still be a senior officer. Sorry I had to call you in a bit earlier, but I want everything running as smoothly as possible.
I don't mind. What time's he arriving?
In about an hour. I don't know, Meg. I didn't think I was doing such a bad job.
You weren't.
The department doesn't see it that way.
I just wish the department would take notice of the changes you've made.
Perhaps a male officer is a good idea. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope Vera feels better about it this morning.
Ah, she'll get over it.
Yes.
Will you stop holding up the line, Anderson? And you don't need a double serve. Take some of that back.
Oh, Miss Bennett, I'm starving.
Well, you're not going to fade away, Anderson, are you?
Never mind, you can have some of mine.
And if you're not sitting down in a minute, you won't get anything. It's about time you lot learnt that this isn't a holiday camp.
That's right. We all got to help Vera win her Concentration Camp of the Year award.
Sausages, toast, tomatoes. Tomatoes. Right.
She doesn't need an English lesson in here, Travers. Keep moving.
Yeah, it's not like the old country, you know. We don't spend all day eating.
Sounds like your sort of country, then.
Watch it, Ferguson.
What's the matter with you, Vera? Didn't you sleep last night?
Don't push your luck, Smith.
Oh, it must have been the VJ said.
Oh, didn't they give you the governorship?
Bet you can see yourself behind that big desk, too. Oh, that must be the sore spot.
Yeah, I wonder what he said to her.
Oh, who cares, as long as you're not in charge of us.
You're a pig, Anderson.
Oh, thank God I'm back on work release. Yeah, but it's not much fun in the garden anymore.
Well, I thought you liked it.
Yeah, but not without you, Buck.
Well, I'm by myself at the nursery anyway, except for Mr. Butterfield. And besides, Doreen, say we were out flatting together or something. I mean, we'd still hardly see each other except when we got home from work.
Hey, yeah. Imagine that, us flatting together.
Oh, get a load of you two. You can't look after yourself for 2 minutes on the inside, let alone on the outside.
I bet we could.
Oh, what are you on about, Doreen? They're never going to let you out.
Can't you do anything without making a mess, Birdsworth?
Oh. What's the big occasion, Vera? You expecting a visit from the Queen or something?
You wanted to see me?
Mr. Fletcher has arrived. Sally is just bringing him up.
What do we know about him?
Well, his record's quite impressive. He had 10 years in Pentridge, and before that he was a sergeant in the regular army. He spent 3 years in Vietnam before being honorably discharged.
Very impressive.
I don't have to tell you, Miss Bennett, that I want his first impression of this prison to be a good one.
I'm sure he'll find everything running efficiently, Mrs. Davidson.
If I could have done anything to stop this appointment, I would have. But as things stand, we will make Mr. Fletcher as welcome as possible.
The deputy governor of a women's prison should be a woman.
Not necessarily. Fairley and some of the other women's detention centres have several male officers on their staff. Come in.
Mr. Fletcher, Mrs. Davidson.
Thank you, Sally. Welcome to Wentworth, Mr. Fletcher.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'd like you to meet two of my senior officers, Miss Bennett and Mrs. Jackson.
Hello?
How do you do?
Sit down, Mr. Fletcher.
I'd rather stand if that's all the same, ma'am.
I'm sure you'll find it slightly different working here than at Pentridge. We're a smaller detention centre, and we like to make things as flexible as possible.
So I've been told, ma'am.
I wonder if you wouldn't mind calling me Mrs. Davidson.
Sorry, Mrs. Davidson. I guess I've been too long in the army.
Well, perhaps if I tell you briefly how we operate...
Yes, I'd rather see the operation for myself if that's all the same, ma'am.
Yes. Well, I'll introduce you to the women, and then Mrs. Jackson can show you around. I hope you'll be happy here, Mr. Fletcher.
Now, I can see it all now, Lizzie. A tall, dark, handsome man is coming along to take you away from all this.
Yeah, when?
I'd say tonight. Depends on whether you can dream him up or not.
Here, give that back, you rotten little face. I hope I choke you. Oh, go on, Lizzie, you've had 2 helpings already. So what? I've got to keep your strength up, haven't I?
You're all right for beginning your stomach anyway.
Oh, it's more than I can say for you, you great big fat horse.
Give it a rest, you
Windbag!
Right, settle down, please, girls. This is Mr. Fletcher. He is taking over as Deputy Governor.
Wow.
I want you to know that this is a departmental decision, and Miss Bennett will continue on as senior officer.
Oh, I knew it was too good to be true.
I expect you to help Mr. Fletcher in every way. And I do not want to hear that you've been giving him a hard time.
Oh, give us half a chance.
Carry on.
That must have been the tall, dark, handsome stranger you were telling me about.
I should have put me order in years ago.
He can put his uniform under my bunk any time.
I'll toss you for it.
All right, you heard the bell. Move out.
Well, Vera. Don't tell me they're waking up to you at last.
Yeah, lost your job, did you, Miss Bennett?
Now, that's what I call real justice.
Could have been better, but...
Yeah, they could have fired you, Vera. Wipe that grin off your face, Travers.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Bennett. I didn't know my feelings were that obvious.
Now get out of my sight.
Good morning.
Morning.
Can you spare me a moment?
Sure.
Go.
Oh, I'll see you later.
Well then.
Bye.
Excuse me, Miss Bennett, could I see Irene Zervos for a moment?
Didn't I tell you to get going?
Yes, I asked her to stay. I need a translator for the girl. Surely that's not too much trouble.
And we've started work and study release programs, so we are getting there.
Oh, don't let us interrupt, Miss Bennett.
You've got 5 minutes. I'll get the Zervos woman.
Mrs. Travers?
Is she one of the women on work release?
No, she's studying sociology.
She's married.
She was.
Do you think these rehabilitation programs work?
Well, a lot of the women don't even have an occupation when they come in here.
Yes, I take it you're referring to the single women.
No, a lot of the married women would like to learn a job too.
Well, wouldn't it be better if you teach them to look after their families first?
Some married women have to work.
Yeah, but there's a difference between wanting to and having to, isn't there?
I'll introduce you to Dr. Miller.
Irene, your brother and sister-in-law are going to be allowed to stay in Australia. They're not going to be deported.
Australia? Actually, she already knows that. Alex and Tessa, μένουνε εδώ.
Ναι, αλήθεια. Πολύ ωραία. Έχεις μιλήσει σε κανέναν και για μένα?
I'm not sure what she means.
Well, tell her that Alex has paid her fine and that she's going to be released today.
Oh, that's marvellous. Oh, let me see. Fine. Alex has paid... Oh, money, that's lefter. Alex, πληρώθηκε.
Ναι, μάλιστα.
Ελεύθερη σήμερα.
Σήμερα ελεύθερη. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Ευχαριστώ.
Well, I think she gets the message.
Right. Γεια σας και ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Thank you.
Ευχαριστώ.